So, as you guys know, the topic for tonight is epic failures, blunders, debacles, etc. And it's supposed to be personal, but to tell you the truth, mine isn't. It actually takes place, or like the story takes place at a place where I wasn't there. I wasn't present. I guess it's another way of saying it. But I guess my failure is being associated with the people who are in the story. I mean, I say associated with them. I mean, like, really, they're my friends and they're close friends I've had since high school. Anyway, this it took place during the summer, and it was with four friends that all live out in the country. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with what it's like to live out in the country, it's pretty awesome because it's quiet and you can get away with a lot of things. Except they wanted to party, and like the one downside about partying in the country is that nobody will drive out to come and party with you. So that's why I wasn't there. But there are four people there. I'm gonna give you a little backstory. One is perhaps one of my best friends. His name is Kenny. He's Irish, and I mean, I'm not racist or anything, but he is kind of a combination of all the bad Irish stereotypes. Like, he overdrinks, he's hot-headed, he's kind of the reason I've almost been arrested on multiple occasions. There's also his younger brother, Cameron. These names aren't really important, but I mean, I'm gonna throw them out there anyway. It helps me. There's also a guy, Alan, who's gonna be the main character of the story. He's a long-haired hippie type, and for the most part, I love him to death, but by the end of the story, you'll realize why Alan is Alan. And of course, the person throwing the party is a guy named Josh. Josh is the stereotypical country boy. He wears, wait, are there any country boys out there? Yes. Anyway, he wears, hats with, they're pre-frayed, and his wardrobe consists mostly of Corona t-shirts. But I mean, like, for the most part, he's an upstanding guy, and like, he respects women, etc. Kind of. But, so these characters all assembled at Josh's house, and Josh's parents or his entire family has, parents, like, two, like some people have, and a younger sister, and all of them were, I think, at the beach or something. So he assembles a crew to drink with him. And they start drinking what he refers to as Natty Bird, which I'm not sure if anybody knows what that is.
No.
Shut it. It's Natty Light, and that's supposedly what they call it at Virginia Tech. I don't know. So they get to drinking, and it's like, a typical like homosocial like community thing going on. Like, I'm assuming they mostly talked about women and maybe sports, because that's what guys tend to talk about. And knowing Kenny, I'm sure it got competitive at some point, and he probably threatened to break something, but that's not what the story's about. Anyway, Josh is a smoker, and of course he respects his mother's house, so he steps outside to smoke a cigarette. Alan, while he's outside, goes to the bathroom, and Alan is person that usually comes up with like all the best ideas in the crew, and by best I mean the ones that get us in trouble and get us kicked out of parties. While he's in the bathroom, he notices dirty clothes on the floor, and these clothes belong to Josh's younger sister. Among the articles of clothing on the floor, he finds her worn panties and thinks it's a great idea to place them over his face. He then returns to the area of consumption, and I'm guessing it was like on the couch or something like that. And the two brothers, Kenny and Cameron, try their best not to laugh, because they're like, hey, we're gonna kind of play a joke on Josh, even though it's really a joke on Alan, because he's the one with dirty panties. So Josh returns, and Josh, he thinks of himself as like this like excellent storyteller, and he'll go on and on with stories usually about like his sexual conquest, which they're really vivid, and they all make him like seem like he's like this Adonis. So, and he's not, so like, it's really hard to believe most of his stories, but he'll go on and on, and I mean, like, it's kind of fun listening to him. It gets old. So from what I understand is he entered the house and he was continuing the story, so he was kind of wrapped up in himself. So he goes on for about 5 minutes without looking up from, I guess, like his beer, and the entire time, like, two of the guys are sitting there, like, just like trying to stifle laughter. At some point, Josh looks up and sees Alan, and from what I'm told, like, there was like a good 2 minutes of silence, which again, like, I guess is an appropriate response if you see somebody with your sister's panties on their face. And it's hard to crack up. So finally he goes like, Alan, what are you doing? And Alan's response to him is just drinking my beer. Which is kind of impossible if you have panties on your face. So I mean, it's not like, he wasn't just ignoring the problem, but he was also lying to him. So, and supposedly this like question and answer session goes on for like another 5 minutes. And it was just more of like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Are those my sisters? All of which were given false responses, like nothing, or just sitting here and no, I didn't think about a sister. So, assuming that Alan was telling the truth, wouldn't those make the panties Josh's mom's? And a bit weirder, I'm not sure which. Anyway, so finally Josh just comes out and says, "Can you take them off?" And Alan complies. And then they get kicked out. And that's the end of my story.